going on, guys? And welcome to Monday night of the 12th week of investing on our channel. So here every Monday through Friday, we invest $50 into the market, and we are tracking that as well as other stuff. So what we're going to do today, we're going to look at our YouTube channel tracker. We're going to look at our investments, and we finally had a good profitable day in the market. So, I'm all about the market coming down and getting better deals on our dividend stocks, but it just hurts putting in $50 and having a return of negative $45. But that's okay. In the greater scheme of things, it's a good thing. But sometimes you just want to see a little bit of win where you're like, wow, we made $40 today, to kind of soften that blow a little. But let's take a look at stuff. Let's see where we're at, where we're headed, and what's going on. All right, so here we have our YouTube channel tracker. We're going to follow along on this blue line here. Today is March 20th of 2023. My weight, I didn't weigh myself. So this morning, kind of a mad dash to get out of the house. One of my income streams that I have is I run a Turo business, and I had a car that I had to get cleaned. I primarily deal with like higher end electric cars. So, I got the car charged last night and I cleaned the outside, had to clean the inside this morning, do a little disinfecting and all that stuff. Plus I had to take pictures and upload it for insurance and all that. So, I was kind of like rushing out of the house to take care of that. Totally forgot to weigh myself. And, I'm kind of bummed about that too, because excuse me, I was pretty aggressive in the gym the other day, and feel like I'm making progress. My weight, it's funny, like my weight is not a good indicator of how good I feel, because my weight's not dropping as quickly as I'd like. But I feel awesome. I also feel like, once I've been in the gym, I feel good looking at myself in the mirror. I have a little bit of muscle definition starting in my shoulders and stuff, and overall just feels pretty good. Didn't weigh myself, but I'm feeling awesome. Like I actually feel pretty good for the first time in a long time, so that's great. But investment balance, that is the core of this whole thing. We are at 3,067 and 33 cents. So we have broken the 3,000 mark. Finally, I thought that would have happened much sooner. It did not, but that's okay. But we have cracked 3,000 in the portfolio. So exciting to see. There's a lot of channels that have been on YouTube for a long time that track their $5,000 dividend portfolios and all that. So pretty excited to just blast through 3,000. And guys, it's March, so good to see how this is growing pretty quickly. If anyone is using this for motivation to continue investing and following along or whatever, I hope that you've had some portfolio growth. But slow and steady wins the race. It especially wins if you're fast and steady. So we're trying to kind of stick to the fast and steady here. But, to me, I think that $50 a day is very doable. That's about what it costs for Uber Eats for, my household of 2.5. My son is 3, so there's the 2.5. Dividends earned. We are at $12.31. You can really see here how these dividends did kick up pretty quickly. Now we have more dividends paying out this month. And, April to follow is going to be a pretty big month as well. So, a couple things there, which is pretty cool. It's good to see, though, that we are getting paid out a lot larger, and that dividends earned category, $12.31 in really 2 months of a dividend portfolio. Because you got to remember, you have to own a stock 1 month to get it paid out next month. So really 2 months we're at $12, which is pretty exciting. Our total growth in the portfolio, We are down $247.06, which is better than last week. So that's pretty good. I'm expecting this to continue to go down. Guys, we are dollar cost averaging. So we're putting 50 bucks in every day. The market's all over the place. I am hoping that in the short term, it continues to go down. Okay. And if that means I got to lose a little money on my money that I didn't really have very much, that's okay. If I only have $3,000 in the account and we're losing a little money here and there, I'm not that intimidated by that because I believe in the stocks and the funds that we are invested in. And, those dividends will pay us out over time and make up for those losses. For the stocks that we're buying now, we are buying them on sale. I feel great about that. And once things rebound, we'll only be that much better off. At least that's my personal opinion. But that doesn't matter because I'm just a guy in a triangle-shaped room. I am not a financial manager, wealth manager, or a financial advisor, credit counselor. None of those things. I'm just a guy. So do your own research when I say stuff like that. Total YouTube income. We've made $100 total still. All right. We are slowly closing in on becoming monetized. So that's very exciting. We're finally in that final stretch. Total subscribers, we're up to 1,699. So thank you to the new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Can't wait to see that 1,700 number. So the next person, thank you. I appreciate it. Total views, we're at 168,660 views. So a little pop in views there, about 1,000 views over the weekend. And total watch hours, we are 3,548.4. So another 44 hours of watch content over the past weekend, which is awesome. Again, it makes me happy that people are actually watching my content, which, it means that someone may be taking something out of it. I don't know. It's the point of this channel, which I bring up all the time. You guys are probably sick of hearing this, but it is to motivate myself to continue investing and to motivate others. I hadn't ever seen a channel where somebody just invests and updates people on the journey and the struggles of just being a human being and trying to better themselves. So this is me struggling through that journey. And I appreciate you guys all taking that with me, just trying to be a better person, financially, health-wise, all that. So happiness, health, and wealth, that's our motto. And hopefully, you guys take positivity out of that. But with that, we're going to take a look at our portfolio, what's going on, what's doing what, and what do these dividends look like these days. All right, so here we are in Seeking Alpha. Just to take a snapshot here, I'm going to start at the top this time. We were up $36.69 today. That's a total portfolio gain of 1.21%. If you see the big guys up here, this is how the overall market performed. We have the Dow Jones up 1.2%, S&P 500 up 0.89%, and the NASDAQ up 0.39. So we beat the big guys. Unfortunately, that's because we, lost to the big guys for the past month, but that's okay. We're making a little bit of money on today, so we're going to look at that as a fake win. I will gladly accept my participation trophy in the market today. But we're going to look at these as based on value. Of the top two, which we're putting the most money in, we have Realty Income Corporation at number one. We're at $533.15 there. That is 8.6 shares. And the price of this has really come down recently. That is pushing the forward dividend yield percentage up. So we're almost at 5%. We're sitting at 4.99. They will be taking a snapshot at the end of this month to pay out next month. All right. But they did just recently increase their dividend yield. So now we're looking at like 25.5 cents per share, which means, in theory, that from now until eternity, we'll be earning at least $2.19 a month. from Realty Income Corporation. All right, so that's pretty cool. Always good to see growing dividends for the past 26 years, and those continue to grow. SCHD, this is Schwab's Strategic U.S. Dividend Equity ETF. This is basically like the S&P 500, however, a little more focused on dividends. We're at $530.47. Both SCHD and Realty Income Corporation, we are putting $10 a day every Monday through Friday, as opposed to $5 a day like most of the others. One thing that is a little interesting, again, as this stock price comes down, the forward yield goes up. So we're looking at 3.99%, almost 4%, which is really, really high for SCHD. But don't really know what's going on with the dividend here. That's kind of one of the confusing things right now, or at least to me. I don't know why I haven't seen anybody talking about this, but it's unusual for SCHD to wait so long into the month of March before declaring their dividend, right? The latest that they've paid out a dividend ever was March 26th, but that was basically snapshotted way in advance, and we don't even have an ex-dividend date. So a little strange that we haven't seen the ex-dividend date posted or what the dividend for March will be. Hopefully, now that I say this, that will come out tomorrow, because that's Murphy's Law, and people will be like watching the video and go, "What are you talking about?" But just a little unusual for them. I hope that this 10 years of growth continues. That would be wonderful. So JEPQ, this is something that we are not buying every day. It's in the portfolio because we are buying it ourselves and monitoring it to see if we like it. And guess what? I do. JP Morgan's NASDAQ Equity Premium Income ETF. This is a fund that is designed to generate income while protecting you from market volatility. It's very tech and IT forward, so pretty big focus on the big guys like Microsoft and Apple and all them. But this has been a grower for us while it's a payer, so that's awesome. We are at $310.51. That is 7.12 shares. In total, we have bought 7 shares. It's just these monthly dividend payouts have us at 0.12 shares. Forward dividend yield is currently at 11.94%, but keep in mind this fund is not even a year old. That's a 11.94% return if it just stopped paying today, which is crazy. So we should see a pretty high yield on that by the end of the year, by like May. I think it started in May last year. So, year-to-date performance, this is the only one right now. Yep, the only one that is actually positive, too, which is nuts. So, go figure, one of the strongest dividend payers is actually the highest growing in the portfolio. Yeah, it's weird, but go figure. So getting into the stocks that we are putting $5 a day into, leading that race, we have Pepsi. Okay, so we have $285.51 in Pepsi. That is 1.61 shares. And this Pepsi stock price, it has been better, but it's kind of back up to where it was. For dividend yield at 2.63%, so nice and healthy there. They have grown their dividend every year for the past 50 years, so I have good faith in Pepsi paying out a dividend through bizarre times. And we should be getting paid out March 31st. So that looks good to see. Procter and Gamble right behind, right? Right there. $285.47. That's 1.97 shares. Their dividend yield is now looking at 2.56%. Got a dividend payout in February, so it's going to be a little while before that hits again. But again, 66 years of dividend growth every year for the past 66 years. So feel good about that. Now, JEPI. JEPI is the better known bigger brother of JEPQ. This is JP Morgan's Equity Premium Income ETF, right? You'll see the big difference between these premium or NASDAQ equity and just equity. Okay. This is very commonly traded. A lot of people talk about this online. It is a pretty battle tested income payer for the past couple of years. We now have $275.30 of that, which is 5.19 shares, and that's paying a forward dividend yield of 9.39%. So yeah, I mean, it's down a little bit on the year. It's not growing the same way that JEPQ is. I think JEPQ will continue to grow, but we'll do a video on that another day. AT&T, we're at $270.56. So a little bit falling behind now some of these other big players here. That's 14.63 shares. I do love seeing like a good amount of shares. It makes me feel like a legitimate investor on this account, which is great. Even though it's only $18 a share or $18.49 a share, 14.63 shares just sounds so invigorating. But yeah, so with the recent price drops in that stock, we're now looking at a 6.12% forward dividend yield. So again, pretty strong. That's just doing its thing. BlackRock, this is down a lot. Kind of no surprise. We're hearing about banks closing and investment firms and all this stuff. People pulling money out of everywhere. BlackRock is a massive, massive, massive investment firm. So no surprise that this is down. I will continue to gobble it up $5 at a time, as long as it's low, though. So we have $253.20. We have 0.39 shares. The share price is all the way down to $643.56. That forward dividend, though, looking like pie, sweet as pie, 3.14. That's a great, great percentage to be looking at as a forward dividend yield on something with massive growth potential. That will pay out its dividend on the 23rd. So this week we should be seeing a little bit of money from that. They have grown their dividend every year for the past 13 years, which is awesome. But that year-to-date performance is a huge opportunity to me. They're down 10.15%. Or 10% down year to date. That's January to today. So that is huge. I love it. I will continue to buy BlackRock with vigor. And then lastly, MPW. So MPW thankfully had a little bit of a rebound today. I can only take so much depression and sadness watching MPW's pricing. But we are at $193.12 of MPW. Just for frame of reference, we have almost $100 more of Procter & Gamble and Pepsi. So it's definitely tough to see something be so down. But at this price, I mean, we have 24.48 shares at this point. I mean, we're buying it at $7.89 a share. We're buying 2 shares every 3 days right now, which is just insane. I love that. And I love this forward dividend. This is definitely a red flag, guys. Like we're in it. We've been buying this every day for 3 months now. This is not something that you would usually want to look at and go, this is what I need to buy. But we're here and we're buying it. Okay. So again, I said at the beginning, this is a little high risk. I liked it though. I still like it. I look at the financials and they seem to make sense to me. Apparently they make sense to some people because we had a 2% gain, 2.07% gain on it. But year to date, we were down 30.61%. Like it's crazy. Now, there's a couple things that I'm looking at. First off, years of growth. They did grow the dividend every year for the past 10 years. So I'm hoping that keeps up. A lot of people are hoping that keeps up. If this dividend gets cut, that is a very bad, bad day for MPW. But a lot of people are riding on this 10 years of dividend growth. They're looking at the financials and saying, okay, well, they earn 2 times what their rent is. So or 2 times what their expenses are. So that's good enough for me. MPW, just don't break my heart. The last thing we got here is NASDAQ. This was another item that was just in the portfolio. I'm looking forward to selling this, and I'll probably buy some JEPQ with it. I say that all the time, but I'm waiting for the dividend to pay out. So we have $122.38 here. That's 2.31 shares at a 1.52% annual forward dividend yield. They have raised their dividend for the past 10 years, but they're down 14.02%. So nothing really to say about NASDAQ. Nothing really to say there. So next, I want to look at how the downward market has affected my total forward dividend yield. And we're going to take a look at that and see what that's looking like. What's our current dividend yield as of right now? All right, so this is a little calculator that I made that is ugly. It's hideous, but it's effective. Okay, we've seen it a couple times before, but this is how I calculate what my current forward dividend yield is, what I'm buying these things at right now, based on averaging everything out per asset value and dividend forward yield. Basically, how much am I going to make a year for the rest of my life based off what I own now if everything stays the same? So, what I do is I have this column for assets. I have the stocks here, and then I put in my total asset value or asset total value. So I have $193.12 of MPW. Now, MPW is paying a dividend forward yield of 15.01%. So that calculates here, what is that worth annually? Well, annually, for my $193.12 of MPW, I'm going to make 28.99 cents of MPW. And that's a great annual number. So what this calculator does is it extrapolates that for everything right in line. So you can see it all right here. We've already gone over these figures. These are the forward dividend values. So this is what I'll earn in a year based off of what the current dividend payouts are. So MPW is set to pay us $28.99. AT&T is set to pay us $16.56. JEPQ is set to pay us $37.07. Realty Income Corporation is set to pay us $26.60. SCHD at $21.17. JEPI at $25.85. NASDAQ at $1.86. Procter & Gamble at $7.31. Pepsi at $7.51. And BlackRock at $7.95. So that means with my total investment of $3,059.67, that's what my asset values are listed at, my total for dividend yield, I can collect $180.87 every year for the rest of my life, in theory, assuming the market stays doing what it's doing, which is awesome. That's a pretty good amount of money. If you want to look at that as a monthly, it's almost $10. Actually, it's more than $10. I'm an idiot. It's it's like $14. So that's pretty awesome to see. We've been doing this for 3 months, the better portion of 3 months. And having a forward dividend yield or a monthly income of like $14, that is turning into a sizable amount of money. I mean, that's almost a Planet Fitness membership or something like that. So it's pretty cool to see that number growing into something that is what I would consider quite real. And that also means that our average current dividend yield on our portfolio is 5.91%. So, if I put in $100 right now, I'm going to earn $5.91 per year on that $100, regardless if the market goes up or down. As long as those dividends pay out like they're supposed to, that's a average dividend yield of $5.91. So that's a great ROI. I love that. That it's definitely motivating to see a pretty aggressive forward dividend yield, and that is not really taking into account the growth from those dividends either. That's just a straight up, if I took it as cash and never reinvested the dividends. So very, very strong dividend yield right now. I wish that it was because the market was going great, but at least as of right now, really strong dividend yields. Pretty cool to see, and hopefully we can roll that into more dividends, which we will, and make more money quicker. As a progress report, now the first time I did this chart, I don't remember what it was, so I just put first time. So when we started this portfolio and the market was a little better off, we were buying at an average of 5.51%. About a month ago, we were at 5.84, and currently we're at 5.91. Again, this is a mix of two things. One is the stock market coming down makes these dividend yields look better as a percentage-wise. On the flip side, a lot of these things do gradually and slowly raise their dividends. Pepsi announced that in June they'll have a dividend hike. Ooh, excuse me, I'm tired. It's late. So BlackRock raising their dividend, Realty Income Corporation raising their dividend, little things like that. They add in, but the combination of those two just means we're getting pretty good deals right now on just what we're buying these dividends at. It's really pretty stellar. So when I talk about market coming down means I get more dividends in the future, here's a good indicator of that. Market's coming down, and it has been over the course of the year. I'm buying the same stocks, and we're seeing this average dividend yield grow, more and more, like week by week, month by month. All right, so that's basically what we're talking about. This week we'll see what happens. I think we're going to see a little bit of a pop. The banks didn't all collapse, so that people will put more money in them. Again, I say it all the time. People have short-term memories when it comes to opportunities to make money. I'm in it for the long haul, so I don't really care that much. It is what it is. So, upcoming stuff. I'm trying to be in the gym more, which feels good. Again, I feel great lately, which is awesome. So we'll see. I got some doctor stuff tomorrow, so we'll see how healthy I actually am, possibly. But we are taking a trip in 2 weeks now to Disney World, so that should be pretty fun. My birthday is also coming up March 29th, so we'll have a little birthday action, which should be a good time. So you'll probably see a lot of shorts. If anyone has anything specific that they want to see shorts of at Disney, I can maybe document a little thing, sneak a phone in here or there, whatever, see what's going on. But for the market, I think it's going to go up a little bit, which will be motivating for us people who aren't used to investing more long term. But I'm trying to pick which stock I'm going to buy myself for my birthday. I think it might just be JupQ. We'll see. But anywho, just wishing everybody happiness, health, and wealth. Stay focused on your goals, keep it up. And if you are still participating in your New Year's resolution, okay, give yourself a pat in the back, because most people aren't. Almost everyone that I know gave up on their goals. I know one guy who gave up soda that's still giving up soda, so he's going strong. Just keep it up. And if you did fall off the bandwagon of your New Year's resolution, right? I always found it convenient that Lent follows when everyone's New Year's resolutions drop off. You can pick something up for Lent. Like, just come up with some excuse, some time frame of motivation. Just do it, dude. It's not that bad. But anywho, I wish everybody happiness, health, and wealth. And until next time, we'll see you then. Roll the outro.